Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Stock Market Show. This is your host, Shades. As always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I'm dancing my head back and forth, side to side, but no, seriously.
I told you not to sell.
Rgti, Rgti Computing Inc., Rgti stock. I've been keeping an eye on this one in the bear market. It was inside this pattern. It did not follow it. Instead, it did break above it, but now it is pulling back. I guess people are calling Trump out on his BS. I don't know. But we did get a massive gap up across the market as a whole. And then I looked at Rgti because people were asking me about Rgti. Hey, talk about Rgti. What do you think of Rgti? I think it's a buy, guys. I mean, we've been waiting since that top, and people got destroyed here. I also saved a lot of lives here. It's at a massive discount. We're in a bear market. What happens in a bear market? Stocks continue to do what? They continue to go lower. But we know that things don't go down forever. And we know this one specifically has a history. They come down nice and cheap, and then it pumps again. Comes down nice and cheap, pumps again. Rinse and repeat. This is the bear market of 2022. So it's as close to the 200 as possible. It's more than 50% off from highs. You don't go to a pizzeria and go, no thank you, I don't want the 50% discount. Please charge me full price. Charge me as much as possible. No. You look at the discount, you go, hell yeah, I'm buying 2 pizzas. Maybe 4, I don't know. But, well, that's just me. Maybe I'm just a fattest. But this is a buy. It's been a buy, and it continues to be a buy. In my opinion, this will continue to be a buy under $10. But the cheaper you can get it, the better. I'm still saying $6 to $7. That's under the purple line here, which we've been waiting for. And the one time it touched it, immediately bounced, right? So I would say buy under 10, accumulate it, and then hold for the bull run. You really don't want to be flipping it, because then when it has that big run, you're going to be like, oh, I should have held it. I should have just accumulated a big position down here and then held it. And then it would have gone to 20 and I would have 100%. Oh, man. Or more than 100% at this point. And let's look at the ratings. We got a ratings update as well. Gets a buy. What is the price target? We got price targets of what? 16, 12, 17. Some pretty high price targets. Most of them are predicting we double from here. Buy rating. What is this? Just a bunch of ads hitting me in the face right now. Start retirement. Get out of here. A strong buy with an average price target of 1480. So even the analysts think like this is worth much more than where it's at right now. Let me look at the weekly. I just wanted to show you something on the weekly. So likes to pump, it dumps, right? And then it just kind of goes sideways at a certain level. And then it gets a MACD crossover in the weekly. This is the weekly chart. So it crosses over, right? That white line crosses the yellow line. And we pump. And then it crosses under, right? And we dump. Oops. And then it crosses over here. And we went sideways. Funny enough, we crossed over and we went sideways. And then this crossover happened here and we pumped huge again. So, and then we crossed under and we're dumping, right? Like that. Does that make sense? So you're seeing the pattern here. So if you really want to, if you're inclined to do so, you can use the weekly. Again, this is the weekly chart, so it's going to be a while. You can use the weekly MACD crossover as a signal to buy the stock. Because once it crosses over, as I just showed you, either it pumps or it just goes sideways. Like here, it crossed over and it just went sideways here under $1. Between 60 cents and $1, right? And then it had another crossover and it pumped huge. So you can use that as a signal to buy. If you don't want to deal with, the bear market, right? If you don't want to deal with the bear market nonsense, you go, I'll just wait for that crossover. As an example, Mara stock recently it crossed over just now. Look at that. And every time that's happened, it pumps. Again, it's just a weekly chart. It's not going to happen tomorrow. I have to emphasize that because some people are ridiculous. They think because I say, oh, it's going to go up, they think it's going to happen like right away. Like, sir, I'm looking at the week. I trade off the daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly. I don't really look at anything less than the daily. It's rare that I go any lower. I like to look at the big picture and position myself big picture, right? Because we want to capture the big gains. So I just gave you a pretty simple strategy. White line crosses over your line, buy. It's that simple. So short 12, long 26, M4, click confirm, and you got pretty much the same thing. Like, I'm not a genius, guys. I just use very simple strategies that require a lot of patience and discipline, which is unfortunately, it's a skill because people don't have that. They don't have patience and discipline. They want to get rich quick. Even today in my Discord, who was it? Where is it? I'm up 18% this week, but on a real level, this crash correction taught me a good lesson on not needing to always check the market, and if you have good principles and conviction, you will win, and helped with the psychology of trading. So yeah, people are learning, they're realizing like, wait a minute, it's really this simple. I just buy and sit on it and it goes up and I make a lot of money. You know, you're not investing like for 30 years or a year. It's just a longer term swing trade to capture more profit. That's what it comes down to. Sure, you can flip it day to day for like 5%, like today, sure, but you know, we're here for the big gains. So feel free to join the Discord, patreon.com/shades and trades for alerts and more. But plug aside, if we look at the revenues here, they've been going sideways, which is interesting. Sideways revenues, 2.2, 3.3, 3. They've been staying in the 2 to 3 range, interestingly enough. And then I looked at their net income for the previous quarter, negative 152 million. So it's still, you still have to accept that it's speculative and it is risky. But it's one of those where you look at the numbers, but then you look at the technicals and you're like, well, who do I listen to, right? It always pumps, despite the numbers being what they are. It always pumps. So there are times where you have to pay attention to the technicals more so than the fundamentals, especially with something as speculative as this. It is still risky. Let's not pretend. I mean, how many people got destroyed chasing at 20 because they thought it was going to go to 1,000? Woo! No. You buy cheap and you dump it on the suckers that chase. But at the end of the day, if you look at their investor presentation, that's the word of the day. At the end of the day, you know, they work with NASA, Amazon, DARPA, Microsoft Azure, Department of Defense. I mean, what more can you ask for? Annual value for quantum computing providers, 1 to 2 billion before 2030, 15 to 30 billion as we get older, I guess. So if you got another 20 years and you I think this is going to be a good one long term. You really just got to sit on it. Too many people, they want day-to-day money. Like the people that have left my Discord, it's usually the people just they just want that, you know, that euphoria of I made money today and one day I made, you know, $300, $500 or whatever. That's not what we're here for. We're here for the big bucks, for the big captures of the long-term price movement. Let me see. Strategic partners, GTM, business model, on-prem and cloud delivery, multi-chip, pure play and full stack, and superconducting. Not even going to pretend like I know any of that. I'm not going to lie to you like that. Really what's most important is who they work with. Amazon and Azure. Who else they got? They got Fermilab, Purdue University for chip fabrication. Rgti and Quanta to invest $250 million each over the next 5 years to develop superconducting quantum computing technologies. Quanta will invest $35 million and purchase Rgti shares at $11.59. Interesting. They're buying higher than where it's at right now. Sucks for them, I guess. if that's what they agreed to. They're looking to push beyond R&D and into commercialization. Again, very speculative. That's why they don't have these ridiculous like growing numbers. We just looked at the financials. Their numbers aren't skyrocketing. It's not like they're the bottom line isn't growing. We just saw that. But if you believe it's the future, and I believe it is, it's a buy. This one in IonQ, but I'm not here to talk about IonQ. We're here to talk about Rgti. I keep thinking of pasta every time I read that name. We got earnings coming up on the 25th, on May 9th, 2025, 16 days from now. And it's a strong buy from 5 analysts. If I was an analyst, I would give it a strong buy, under $10. Unlike these analysts, they just say, they just throw out a target. I'm going to say strong buy under $10 with a price target of 20. So there's 100% potential there. Do not take advantage of the cheap stock, but keep in mind, if you flip it for like 10-20%, you're really doing yourself a disservice, because when this thing goes back to $20, you're going to be like, oh, I should have held, I could have made way more. Like, don't, it's a bear market. It's hard to make money because everything just keeps going down, right? Yes, there's pullbacks. Like today, there's rallies, yes, but you gotta look at the big picture and what the potential, long term swing. I don't know if you want, you can hold it for years. Sure, a lot of people that I know that held SoundHound for years, they made a lot of money when it went from $2 to 20. So it's one of those, you got to decide. But I'll tell you right now, I have yet to meet a day trader that makes as much as a swing trader who captures those big gains. Oh, they got a grant, didn't they? I believe so, yeah. Rgti scores a 4.6 million UK grant to tackle quantum error correction. I don't think this is going to move the stock, or else it would have pumped more than 5%. But hey, like again, they're dropping news, they're communicating. There's nothing to be concerned about here. This guy just made $20 selling RR. We flipped it real quick. I just wanted to go in for the flip. But anyways, because I figured we'd pump and then just dump. That's what I figured we'd do. But if we continue to pump, great. I'm not going to complain. There's money to be made everywhere. There's just so much opportunity here. AI, robotics, quantum, anything, any one of those. They're speculative, but if they got growing revenues, if it quacks like a duck, looks like a duck. If it skyrockets like a duck, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like this. Look at this. Do you really want to be the one that just flips it here and then you miss out on this? You don't want to miss out, guys. You're gonna have to trust me. I know it seems ridiculous for me to say, oh, it's gonna go to 20. Watch out, guys. If you've been following me long enough, I've talked the talk and I've walked the walk. I can be very patient, very disciplined. And the people succeeding in my Discord are the ones that are patient and disciplined, and who follow me to a T. I mean, that's why that guy just sold for $20, because he doesn't want to get caught on an APLD. APLD, I bought it and flipped it for $50. He decided to hold it, and obviously he regrets that now. So now he's learned I should just follow shades and not hold something that could potentially give you an APLD kind of move. That's another thing. Again, it's still risky, right? You might end up with an APLD situation where the stock, looks good. It's an AI play. Everyone's excited, and then the company decides to pivot and go in another direction, and now the stock is just absolutely tanking. So that's the kind of risk, right? This thing was at like $8-10. Now it's at $4, and if it doesn't hold, it's just going to go lower. So that's the kind of risk. I just wanted to show you like that can happen. I don't think it's going to happen with quantum computing, specifically with Rgti and IonQ. I think those are the best ones. And if we look at the quantum ETF, always look at the quantum ETF if you want to get a good look at the market, the quantum stock movement as a whole. I forgot the name of it. How can I keep forgetting? Quant? I hate when I forget the name of it. It's somewhere around here. What is it? My watch list is so big, I just forget. Like, wait, what? Yeah, there we go. It's called Defiance. That's why it throws me off. So the quantum ETF here, a good representation of how quantum is moving over the long term. So let me get rid of the MACD here real quick. Let's just hide this. No, we do need the 200. So what do you see? Right? What do you see here? I want you to look at this chart. What do you see? You know what? You don't even need to know how to read. With my strategies, you don't even need to know how to read candles. Let me just add a line, just an arbitrary line. That green line represents the share price. So I want you to look at this and just, what do you see? What do you see when it comes to the price relative to the 200? Let's go back in time on the weekly. What do you see on the weekly? You should see what I'm seeing. Let's go to the monthly. You don't even need to learn to read candles. I develop my strategies so that anyone can use them. You could be, I hope you're not dumb as a rock, but you could be dumb as a rock. You understand if price under, this line, I buy and hold for the big bucks. What do you see though on this monthly chart? It just keeps going higher over the long term. So what does that indicate? It indicates that quantum as a whole is doing what? It keeps going higher. It just keeps going higher. And this is just a beginning. Again, it's the AI revolution, not the quantum revolution quite yet. This is just the beginning. Just imagine what's going to happen when we do get to that point where it is the quantum revolution. You've seen already the kind of hype that AI stocks can get, even quantum can get, despite it being so speculative still. Imagine the future, man. That's how you have. Do you look at this monthly chart? You can't tell me this thing just doesn't stop going up. Let's look at the quarterly. It just keeps going up. In fact, let's go to the yearly. It just keeps going up. And guess what? Every pullback has been nothing more than opportunity to buy quantum stocks real cheap for the next big pump. And just like that, like I said, you don't even need to learn how to read candles. I'm just showing you a line. And funny enough, if you look at the daily chart, what do you see? What do you see right here? Do you see what I see? Here's that purple line that I love. I don't know why it's purple. I just chose purple because it is my favorite color. But that's why my avatar is always wearing a purple tie. But what do you see? What happens after every time it goes under that purple line? 3, 2, 1, and shoe nice. But no, seriously. Every time it comes under, what happens? It always goes back above that purple line, and it goes higher on top of that. It doesn't just come back to the purple line; it goes way above it, and then it comes back to give you another opportunity to buy real cheap, and then it pumps again huge, and then it comes back down under it to give you another opportunity. It always gives you opportunities, but the thing is, people get scared and they they don't buy. They get scared. They see, oh no, I don't understand. It's over. It's going to zero, and they just cry because of fear more than anything. Again, it's still risky. It might end up being another APLD, but you got to take risk, and you got to take the opportunities that are out there. So you can't look at this data and go, no. You look at this and go, hell yeah, I'm buying more Rgti. It's a good gamble. That's what it is. I forgot his name. I keep forgetting his name. Is it Jeff? Maybe it's Jeff. But one subscriber who always leaves comments, I forgot what he said. Oh yeah, strategic gambling. He called it strategic gambling, and that's what we're doing. It's strategic gambling. And when you have a strategy, your chances of winning are higher than if you just go to the casino and throw money around and hope. Let me put it that way. Although I heard you can't be counting cards or they kick you out. I don't know if that's true. But there you go, guys. That is my thought process when it comes to Rgti. I think it's a buy. You don't have to listen to me. You can do what you want. But I have, I think, a 98% win rate right now in the Discord. 98%, yeah. 98% win rate. Mainly because I know when to get out and when to stay away and when to, that's why in the Discord it's called the poker table. It's called the poker table for a reason. You sit down at the poker table every morning and I tell you, hey, here's what I'm seeing, here's a buy, here's what to sell, here's what we're looking to accumulate for the long term. And sometimes we walk away from the poker table and do nothing. There's days where we just sit on our hands and do nothing. We did that yesterday. It's like, let's just do nothing because there's nothing to do. I mean, the market kind of just went nowhere yesterday. And today we pumped, so let's buy stock. Let's take advantage of any opportunities, any stocks that are getting, collaborations or anything. Like, it's called the poker table because you got to know when to walk away, when to get in, and got to know when to hold them, when to fold them. That's just how I think of it. Right? You got to know when to hold them, when to fold them, and when to fold them again. Like, you got to know when to walk away and just have a drink and watch the markets do what it does and wait for the opportunities to present themselves. It really is patience and discipline that pays off in the long term. Are you going to take losses? Absolutely. There will be losses along the way. I took 2 losses this year. Oh, wait, no, 1 loss. My bad. I take that back. I'm wrong. I have not taken the loss on Sybil, but more than likely I'm going to end up taking 2 losses this year. It's going to be AITX and Sybil, but I already took the loss on AITX. So I take losses. It's not like I don't lose. I do, absolutely. But it's rare. And that just comes with the fact that I'm being very strategic about everything. I'm doing the due diligence right now. I'm showing you what I'm seeing. I'm showing you the technicals as well. And I'm combining that to come to the conclusion that this is a buy. But also acknowledging the risk. I think it's a pretty good gamble. That's all I'm going to say. That's it for the video. If you want to join the poker table, patreon.com/Rgti. I will see you in the next one.
And knowledge, the lessons are clear. Swinging these trays year after year.